In about 5 to 6 years, it went from zero to
0 to
2000
2000
crore
crore at that time,
business.
which
Yeah,
would have been probably a $2-3 billion valuation
has to be
by current
at that
startup
time.
standards.
Yes,
And this was a case study. I got so much of accolades, fame, everything in the industry. Was awarded as one of the top 50 CXOs of the country by Retailer magazine, and a lot of this thing. A wonderful time. Yes, unfortunately, that brand does not exist today because of the greed of certain individuals. Kill the hugely tremendous business for many people, for many franchisees, for many employees, for many shareholders. The greed of few individuals who were controlling that killed that business.
and I guess as a leader, as a CXO, this becomes one of the most important thing to look for, because if somebody was to say that I am very good in building something, but at the same point in time, the governance is something which is not strong enough, there is always that risk, and you can see the kind of impact that it can have.
Absolutely. And this was coming out of Tata Steel, which is a epitome of professional culture, I would say, one of the companies, and being with so-called Lala company at that time, and trying to build your own business vertical as a modern age business and a startup has its own challenges. And at that time, probably my knowledge was not that great in terms of how to kind of mitigate and insulate it from all these the governance issues and all those things. My focus was more on building business, building brands, building distribution, reaching out to last mile consumer, creating consumer connects, marketing initiatives. So was focused on that and never probably ignored the governance part of it, and all that thing, including accounting and finance and governance and legal and statutory, was the control of the owners. So they and I kind of ignored that. So, but yes, I mean that pain of coming out of it and then going and exposing them for a suspected fraud which was happening in that company in terms of money being siphoned out of the country was a decision which is similar to you deciding to amputate one of your leg because it got extreme cancerous disease or something of that sort.
And I think it is much bigger than that. uh, just to put the context right, Santoshi was amongst the very few whistleblowers in the well-known PNB scam that India had faced. So he was at the center of that whistleblower thing that happened, and I'm sure that led to multi years of pain for you, because it took the whole system a time to accept what had happened, and there were number of questions, cases that has come your way, all of them cleared now, and the truth is there before everybody else, right? So while we are at it, let's just get in a bit of detail of you know because see, the thing is, we are talking about a man who has already built a business which is doing 2000 crores ka revenue. 3 to 4 billion dollars by any ways would be the valuation that somebody could be pegging at, and I'm sure there is a significant bit of equity that is there. Putting that lid off is something which meant for you at that point in time that there is a risk to a lot of things. And what made you work this way? The risk was obviously known to you, and what did it result into?
See, tough call, I would say, but yes, I'm happy that I could take that right call at that moment of time. When you are the managing director of the business, the entire India business, and have 15% partnership in the business, which I had built for that group, with a signed document, though the share transfers never happened. It is, I think, intentional. It did not happen, and I was not that knowledgeable at that time. I was happy with my MOU. It said that I'm the 15% partner. And in terms of money, I was making probably more than 2 crore in the package, plus another 2-3 crore a year in the profit shares and incentives. So if you're making 40-50 lakh a month at 2013, which probably could have been more than 1.5-2 crore in terms of value right now. So obviously it's a tough call to take for you, and you coming from but yes, then the lot of interest. Last 6 months were when I was trying to bounce off that things are not right and we need to insulate the company, particularly the retail company, Gitanjali Jewelry Retail Limited, from all these things which probably some of your other group companies are doing. Obviously, it was falling on deaf ears. So he said that do your job, make your money, and go home. Why you bothered what I'm doing? Um, just focus on what you're supposed to do, which is run the India retail company. Don't get into what I'm doing with finance, what I'm doing with funds. That is my problem. But obviously, I could see that the money does not belong to him. It belongs to the shareholders of the business. It belongs to franchisee partners. It belongs to the uh, the the lenders from where it has come. So obviously, you are the custodian of that money. That's the Tata culture which I subscribe to. You are the you are the trustee or a custodian of that wealth which you are creating. You are not the owner of that wealth. So I confronted him. He did not listen. Then I had to resign and tell him that I am going to expose, and started writing complaints to all the authorities possible, whether it is SFIO or Economic Offence Wing or ED or CBI or Ministry of Finance, PMO, everywhere. Me and some other friends who joined with me in this cause, we wrote to every other possible agency. A lot of it fell on deaf ears because powerful man, a lot of money. But then obviously the I would say a lie has a life. Truth is immortal. So lie has a life. So obviously that lie lasted for a few more years after I left. I left them in 2013. 2013 end and 2014 is when we started complaining. They did attack with a lot of false allegations, cases, and all of it was proved wrong by the agencies and courts. But yet that was a tough 2-3 year period while I was building my own businesses and consulting parallelly, was also handling this part. So, but in hindsight, I think it was the right decision. If probably I would not have taken that step, probably they would have done much more bigger scale fraud, and probably it had lasted for another 5-10 years.
And probably you could be part of that
Absolutely.
as well in that case, because on one side, when we say that, okay, let me not take a harsh call today, I might as well be creating a bigger problem for myself as well.
No, if you come to the notice that something wrong is happening, and if you don't raise that, then you are party to
Then
that.
you are a party to it.
Then you are party to that. That's the decision that actually made my decision right. That if for the just for the greed of money which I am making currently, a good handsome package and a good incentives and profit shares, if I keep quiet and don't report what is happening, then I'm becoming a party to this. And I don't want to a party to this. I don't want to earn money in an unethical manner by ignoring something wrong happening. So that's the decision. It made my decision easy. I said I'll resign. I'll start complaining because within the system, it was very difficult to, prevent this.
So one can also relate it to remaining within the comfort zone, because you were in a comfort zone, but obviously remaining there for a longer period of time could have actually resulted into a much bigger issue than probably a few years problem that you would have faced.